Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Jesse. I'd like to go ahead and take some time and demo our church website and the features and talk a little bit about how this will be able to help you with your studies and learning about the Bible. This website was developed as a volunteer project. It took me about 2.5 years, writing a little over 40,000 lines of code using 5 different computer languages. So a lot of thought and data migration and architecture went into building this. So please, when contacting me, please be very patient because this is all volunteer work. So let's get into our demo. As you know, our website is located at cog7day.org, and you can access the menu either down here through this sidebar, or you can go up to this button. And so for our first example, we're going to do the Bible. And in the Bible, the Bible application, you'll be able to go ahead and search in 26 different languages, plus 5 different English versions. So for this example, we're going to use the King James Version, and we're going to do all books. You can do within particular books and their respective chapters, or we can do all books. And I'm going to search for lust and flesh. And as you can see, because we're in the Strong's reference, you'll see the Old Testament will have anything in the Old Testament would start with H, which basically stands for Hebrew, and anything in the New Testament would be G, which is basically a Greek reference. So for example, if we click on the Strong's reference for the New Testament, then you'll be able to see what this is for flesh. And any other definition which is related to this would be able to click there as well. So let's go to the Hebrew, and same thing. This would be the Hebrew definition. One of the features for the Bible application, also the lesson, is if you click on any word in the scripture, you'll be able to see the definition. And right now we only support the English dictionary. In the future, I will be implementing the Easton's Bible Dictionary. Hopefully this will help in your studies. And another feature would be if you click on the scripture chapter, the book, the chapter, and the verse, the scripture here, then you'll be able to read the entire chapter, or you can have the program read it to you.
Chapter 12. These are the statutes and the judgments.
And because we click on a particular book, chapter, and verse, then this will be able to give us the parallel versions of all the supported versions of the Bible that we have. Now let's go to the lesson, which would be our next example. And when you load the lesson, it'll calculate the upcoming Sabbath based on the current week that we're in. And because we are in the week of August 19th, this would be the lesson. And of course, same thing, you can click on any word in the scripture, you'll be able to get the definition, and you click here, you'll be able to get the entire book and the audio and also the parallel version. In the lessons, you'll be able to search going back to 2021. So I've uploaded lessons going back to 22 years ago. And you'd be able to search for any lesson going back to 2001. So for example, if we do August 18, 2001, then this would be able to give us the lesson for this particular date. And of course, if you'd like to go ahead and put the lesson in a different version of the Bible, for example, Portuguese is my third language. So let's go ahead and do this. And you'll be able to see the lesson and all the scriptures in that particular language. And of course, the questions and the introductions, and notes and so forth would still be in English, but just the scriptures would be in that particular version of the Bible. And of course, if you'd like to go ahead and search, let's gonna put this back to King James. So let's search for any lesson that has beast in there. And then you'll be able to see all the lessons with that particular word. And you could search within the headline questions or answers. And of course, the results would be sorted by the date most recent. So for example, if we click on the October 9th, then you'll be able to see that particular lesson. Another example is the Bible Home Instructor. The Bible Home Instructor is a very important book to the Church of God Seventh-day. It defines a lot of the doctrine and the teachings of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And you can go through and search through any lesson within the Bible Home Instructor. And of course, if we go back, we can do a search in the entire book. For example, if we do redemption, and we're going to do all words, not exact phrases, and we can search within title, questions, and poems. It's very straightforward. And this would be any lesson that has the word redemption in there. And of course, you might be able to find a lesson that has a poem. But when we were kids, we would use these as recitations and recite them by memory. You can go through the documents here. They are sermons written by some of our brothers. And a lot of these are old tracts that we used to hand out paper copies many years ago. I was able to go ahead and digitize these and put them online. And some of the papers are also written by some of our members to help define the doctrine. Let's go to profile. So if you don't have a profile, I'd like to go ahead and ask you to set one up. If you do have one and you forgot your password, you could go ahead and click here. Or if you need to register, if you did receive a registration code to verify your email, so we can avoid any spam, please go ahead and enter your code here. So I'll go ahead and pause the video and log in so we don't violate YouTube's terms of service. And of course, before you log in, you always want to agree that you will behave yourself. Okay, great. Now that I've logged in, when you go to the menu, you'd be able to see your picture here. And of course, if you don't have a picture, you can just go to the eYoke menu and then upload your picture here. Once you've logged in, it gives you access to certain features. For example, if you go back to the lesson, then you'll be able to go ahead and ask questions for that particular lesson. And of course, you can always check the box where if you'd like to get an alert for anybody asking questions. And this would apply for any social discussions or the prayer board. And so if we go back to our menu, you can look at members. And for example, if you wanted to say hello or make a friend with one of the members in a different country, then you'd be able to say hello. For example, if we wanted to say hello to Brother Enoch in Kenya and see how they're doing, then you could go ahead and say hello. And of course, your information remains private until you go ahead and actually reply to his email. Let's go here. And of course, let's look at the directory. So for example, if you wanted to search any church within a particular country, or let's say for example, our conference, and let's look at our home church, and you'll be able to see the information of a particular church in a particular country or city. And of course, you could go ahead and call or email or visit that particular site. And of course, our directory is honestly outdated, and I would need everybody's help to please report to me any errors that we have in our directory. Just send me a message and say, please update the information. And I'll go ahead and update it as soon as I can. Another page I'd like to take a look at is the prayer page. And once you're signed in, you could go ahead and click the alert. So if someone posts a prayer, then you get alert and you'll be able to take some time and actually respond or pray for that person. One of the fun pages is the social page. It's a social discussion. And of course, I went ahead and upload a comment here, and I was able to say, here are some of the brethren visiting from St. Croix to our Houston church, and you can see the image here as to everybody that was visiting. So please, I'm going to go ahead and alert this. And please, I'd like everybody to go ahead and do the same. Please post pictures of any gatherings that you may have, baptisms, potlucks, or fun days or fun activities that the brethren are doing together. I'd really like to see, or I'd like everybody to see, what goes on in the other sister churches in the different countries, and that way we can get to know each other and hopefully one day meet each other. Another example I'd like to go through is the media. If you like to look at our live services on Saturday mornings or Sunday evenings, you can come here, or if you look at our YouTube archives. I'd like to go through the donation and say a special thank you for everybody that's been donating over the years. We started the online ministry back in 1998. It's been a long time trying to make contact with other churches and trying to preach the gospel. And the donations have come a long way. It's gone on to help our home church in St. Croix to upgrade a lot of the equipment for the audio video broadcast on YouTube. And previous to that, it was helping a lot with the video servers. And we've gone on to help with convention and also equipment needed for the church. And of course, you can do a contact us if you see any ways of improvements or errors. Please go ahead and contact me. And again, please be very patient, because this really is all volunteer work. And again, I'd like to go ahead and thank everybody for your time. And I hope that this will be able to be used as a great study tool for everybody. And I hope that we'll be able to see pictures and videos and music of our sister churches and the brethren from different countries. We'd be able to use this as a meeting place to help get to know other members. Thank you again, and God bless, and take care.